What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatal Roadie. We're going to be doing tonight's Smackdown Live recap. It opened out with Jinder Mahal being escorted to the arena by the police. He was accompanied by the Singh brothers. We then go to the inside of the arena where Shane McMahon comes out and says that there will be a rematch for the WWE title with Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal. This kind of throws a monkey wrench into my theory of Rusev facing Jinder Mahal at Money in the Bank because Rusev, wanted a match at a title match at Money in the Bank, unless he's going to be going back after the U.S. title that he previously held over on Raw. Rusev was not at SmackDown this evening, so I don't know, maybe he's at another hockey game. But Jinder Mahal is going to be facing Randy Orton in a rematch at Money in the Bank for the U.S. title. We then go to Shane announcing who the 5 participants of the Money in the Bank ladder match is going to be, and that's going to be AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, and right at the end there, because they were all coming in a line almost on top of each other, as one was getting to the end of the rampway, the next one was coming out, sounding like Jinder Mahal. I'll get to that in a minute. Kevin Owens' music hits, and he comes out, and he gets about 2/3 of the way down the walkway, and Shane McMahon straight out stops him and says, no, wait, you are not in the 5-man ladder match. This man is. And Shinsegae Nakamura's music hits. He comes out, walks right past Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens gives him a dirty look, and he comes out with all of it, the dancing around that he does. This is just almost like the Fatal 5-Way that's scheduled for Extreme Rules. I will touch on this here in a quick second because there is a quick change, because I was thinking, okay, well, Baron Corbin and Sami Zayn are going to cancel each other out. Dolph Ziggler and Shinsuke Nakamura are going to cancel each other out, which is going to leave AJ Styles as one to predictably win the ladder match. But Kevin Owens comes out and he's like, what the hell, crying and bitching and moaning that he should be in the ladder match for Money in the Bank. And he cries enough that Shane McMahon makes him the 6th member of the ladder match. Then Baron Corbin gets on the microphone and he says, all these other people don't matter. You might as well just lower the case down and hand it over to me. And AJ Styles gets on the microphone and he does this is the house that AJ Styles built. And then Sami Zayn gets on the microphone, and I'm not crazy about Sami Zayn. Everybody gets their own little talking bit to it. It was okay. They end up making a match, which I'll get into later. Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin, and a tag match of Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. We then go to another tag match, which is Charlotte and Becky Lynch versus Natalya and Carmela. I'm guessing Tamina Snuka has been relegated to part-timer status, just like Brock Lesnar. We saw her in one match. That's it. And that match she was decent in, but we could have used her again. There was a lot of interference from Natalya and Carmela. They were each taking turns grabbing at everybody. Becky Lynch was getting pretty much pummeled by Natalya and Carmela. Charlotte finally gets the tag in and starts cleaning house. Charlotte Flair attempts to go for the moonsault, and Tamina jumps up on the apron, distracts her enough. Both Becky and Carmela get tagged in. Becky, in short, Becky ends up getting Carmela in to disarm her and gets the win from submission. We then go to the next match, which is Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin. A very, very, very short match. Corbin starts off pretty strong. He pummels on Sami Zayn for a second, Sami Zayn gets a quick roll up, 1, 2, 3, pin. I was surprised on this. I figured we were going to be doing the 50-50 BS again, and Baron Corbin was going to win. But Baron Corbin, pissed that he lost Sami Zayn again, pummeled the living hell out of Sami Zayn. Beat him up in the ring, beat him up outside of the ring, threw him out into the crowd, ran around the crowd, throwing him all over the place, pummeling him. They ended up, the referees finally got him pulled away, and they carted Sami Zayn out on a stretcher. We then go to another Fashion Police episode, and it said the final file, which I thought was going to be happy about. They come out and they're handing Shane McMahon their stuff. You know, we're no longer the Fashion Police. And Shane McMahon says, "Well, I see a lot of see a lot of promise in you, and I'm putting you into a match with each of the Usos. It's going to be 2 singles matches." So we're back on the case, and they pick up their stuff. So I'm hoping that we're going to see a Friday the 13th here. They're going to be back. We then go to the Punjabi celebration of Jinder Mahal's championship win. A little bit of trivia. Jinder Mahal is the 50th person to hold the WWE title. 50th unique person. In other words, obviously Cena's held it and everybody else has held it multiple times, but as person to person goes, Jinder Mahal is the 50th person to hold the WWE title. Jinder Mahal comes out with a whole bunch of fanfare, dancers and musicians going all over the place. They have the ring all dressed up. The Singh brothers are out there, and he runs down basically the entire crowd and Randy Orton. Then he goes into speaking to his people in his native language, to which it also, just like me, sounds like let me stop there, because if I say it like that, it's going to sound insulting. When he was talking, not when he was talking in his language, his voice was screwed up just like mine. It was definitely audible, and then he started talking in his own language. I just wanted to avoid insulting somebody or a group of people. We then come back from commercial to another Lana stripper video. There was no video for the New Day this week, though. Hopefully, sometime soon, they'll be returning to SmackDown. I'm guessing they're probably still waiting on Kofi Kingston's ankle, which was injured back on Raw right before the brand split, not brand split, Superstar shakeup. We already had the brand split. Anyways, we then go into the singles matches between the teams of Breezango and the Usos. It was Jey Uso versus Tyler Breeze. Jey Uso gets on the microphone and says, "Hey, wait a minute, we've already beat you guys. There's no sense doing that." And as he's talking trash on the microphone, Fandango jumps up with a water pistol and starts squirting him in the back of the head. He turns around and charges after Fandango, which allows Tyler Breeze to catch the quick pin. We then have the next match, which is Jimmy Uso versus Tyler Breeze. Again, it was another quick match. I think the most of what was going on happened to do with Tyler Breeze and Jey Uso, they were running around. Jimmy Uso gets distracted by what's going on there. Tyler Breeze tries to jump in. The two Usos start messing with Tyler Breeze, which allowed Fandango to roll Jimmy up and get the pin there. After the match, Fandango thought he had a dead microphone, but he didn't. It was working. Both Tyler Breeze and Fandango said, "Well, you all are just scared that the belts will look better on us," to which the Usos replied, "Well, let's do the match right now. We'll put the belts on right now, on the line right now." Referee puts on the headphones. I guess he's talking to someone back in the gorilla position. He comes back and says there will be a championship match tonight. So it's the Usos versus Fandango. It was a good match. It wasn't short, but it wasn't long. There was two near falls on the Usos. It ended off being, and I got them mixed up. I'm having a Killer Bees moment with the Usos. For all the old people, you'll understand what I meant. One of the Usos blind tagged the other as Fandango was getting up onto the top rope. Fandango jumps up top rope. the other Uso jumps off the top rope, splashes him, and catches the pin. So the Usos won, retained the title. I don't know if they're going to have another rematch at Money in the Bank, or if we're going to see somebody else come back and challenge for the titles. We then go backstage. A lot of bickering in between the women in the women's division. Natalya approaches Shane McMahon saying that she deserves a title shot, that she's been asking for one. Then Carmela comes in and says, no, I deserve one. I've beat Naomi twice. And then Tamina comes in, says that, well, you all had a shot and failed. I haven't had a shot yet, so I deserve a title shot. And then Becky Lynch comes in, says, well, I was the first women's champion, so I deserve another shot. And then Charlotte comes in and says, I'm the queen, I'm waiting for my crown. So next week on SmackDown, we're going to have a fatal 5-way match between Carmela, Natalya, Tamina, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte. The winner's going to be the number 1 contender at Money in the Bank for the women's title. There was a rumor going about that the 5 women were going to have I'm guessing it probably would have been a ladder match for a Money in the Bank shot similar to what the men have for the WWE title, but I guess that's not going to happen. We're going to have a fatal 5-way next week. The winner's going to be number 1 contender for Money in the Bank. We then go to our main event, which is a tag match between Shinsegae Nakamura and AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler starts off on the offense pretty quick. AJ gets a tag into Shinsegae Nakamura, and Dolph Ziggler bolts back to his corner and tags out to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens comes out and starts running his mouth to both AJ Styles and Shinsegae Nakamura, and Shinsegae Nakamura completely kicks the shit out of him. Later on in the match, there was a near fall between Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles. Then he tags Kevin Owens in, who takes control of the match again. It was a really good match. They actually let this match go for a pretty long time. Dolph Ziggler gets another tag back into Kevin Owens. Then all of a sudden, mayhem breaks out. Everybody's going up after each other. Shinsuke Nakamura gets his knee strike. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. Okay, I just quickly looked it up. His finishing move is called a Kinshasa. Basically just a running knee strike. He gets the running knee strike in and gets the pin. Shinsuke Nakamura celebrates in the ring. AJ Styles is sitting up on top of the top rope. I almost thought for a second that he was gonna ambush Shinsuke. It didn't happen. Okay, no big deal. They both celebrated in the ring. They both looked up at the Money in the Bank briefcase and therefore closed the episode of SmackDown Live. So that's going to do it for tonight's SmackDown Live recap. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought about tonight. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Also leave a comment on what you think of any of the possible storylines that could be going on, what you think's going on in WWE, if something you want me to touch on. Like I said, comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. My Facebook page is down in the notes. Floating around my head somewhere is going to be some other videos for you to check out, plus a button to subscribe. And I thank you for watching. I've been Fatal Roadie. You all have been awesome. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.